Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Crypto back over 4 trillion, SEC, Greenlight, XRP, US, UK, real world asset tokenization, Sandbox, say that 80 times fast. XRP targets for the short term, you're going to love them. And XRP Ledger just may equal the National Economic Framework. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back. Happy Monday morning. I know most people are like, what's so happy about a Monday morning? You're in crypto, you got your bags full, and you know what? You're over $4 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency, $4.06 trillion market cap. We're up 0.8%. Bitcoin back over 120,000 here, plus Ethereum $4,100 right now. XRP $3.23. We're up 1.3 on the 24, just like Bitcoin, and we're up 7.9 on the 7-day, ladies and gentlemen. Ethereum's been on a run. It's up 17.7 on the 7-day right now. So range of price for XRP ranging between 316 and 333. Now remember, Dark Defender told us, and I believe so did Eggrad Crypto, if I'm not mistaken, told us 333 was a critical point, and we hit our head on it. We've bounced back a little bit, testing that resistance, right? We get through and above that, and we are going to see some pretty amazing targets, say the technical analysts. So let's start right here. Look, be very careful out here. James Rule XRP has done such a wonderful job in this space of trying to show everybody the different kinds of scamming angles that these bad actors out here will take. They will pretend to be a legitimate exchange like Coinbase or some other exchange and send a text message that looks a lot like this. I'm only showing this to you because I want everyone out here to just brush up your awareness, wake yourself, snap yourself out of your everyday routine. And remember, I've been scammed. I've been hacked. I've had it happen. So all I'm saying is that, even people who are working in this space to provide information to people, anyone can be caught off guard. It only takes a split second. You've taken a call, you thought it was legitimate, you said something you didn't mean to, then you gave away critical information, or you clicked on a link that you shouldn't have, and then that got you, right? Or you answered a text message and clicked a link, and now you're scammed through your phone. All of this stuff can happen. So one of my suggestions that I've adopted that has helped protect me and give me extra protection is whenever I get a contact from a call or a text message, first of all, every call, every email, every text message is a scam first at my house. That's how I'm rolling. And if I get something from something that would say, let's say Coinbase, I would say to myself, well, I'm not clicking on anything and I'm not calling anyone. I'm going to go through my encrypted wallet and I'm going to click on my safe link to my exchange in my encrypted wallet. And I'm going to auto sign in through there because it's encrypted in my wallet. And then I'm going to check and see if I've got notifications directly in my account of that said exchange. That's what I'm going to do. But I'll tell you this, you don't even have to worry about it. If you go to iTrustCapital.com/XRP Army, we could put all of this to rest. First of all, if you haven't checked it out for IRAs, what in the world are you waiting for? You could pull the biggest Mufasa power move in investing by moving your 401k and everything else you may have into your IRA right now. You're going to look like, I'm telling you, you're going to look like one of the greatest investors. You probably have better returns than Nancy Pelosi. Then let's come over to the premium custody account. This is what it was made for. This account was specifically made to remove that attack vector from your life, just like I just broke down for you. Because you can go in with your crypto and cash, you can trade around in your account, do what you need to, but when you come out of there, you have to cash out to your checking account. Why is that? So that way you can't click on something or go to a phone call and take a phone call and then share critical information. If you did any of that with your PCA, The worst thing that could happen is the bad actor could send the funds as cash, cashed out, to your checking account. That's the worst thing that could happen right there. And I tell you something, this means a lot to me that the people at iTrust have gone this far to try to figure out how they can help all of us save us from ourselves, right? Because it only takes a moment to click on the wrong thing or give that piece of critical information thinking you're speaking to someone legit, and your entire life savings could be at risk. But not here, because they've helped to remove it. So itrustcapital.com/XRP Army. Use the promo code at the bottom to get started. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Start getting the best night's sleep in crypto by using these things we tell you about, because you know what? We don't use anything. We don't sell anything that we don't use. That's the key. I've been at iTrust for 6 years, and these are legitimate, incredibly caring people, and they're always forward thinking about how they can help keep us safe. No question. Right here, Crypto Bull, a year ago, XRP price was 38 cents. Look at that. Given the many complaints about the current price, I'm assuming not many people bought a year ago. Oh, we're glad Crypto Bull's back from vacation. There's another great TA guy giving us a lot of answers out here we like to have. And look at this. Samson Mao says Ethereum investors are rotating their Bitcoin, listen to this, to pump Ethereum on new narratives like Ethereum treasury companies, then dump the Ethereum at highs to rotate gains back into Bitcoin. Warning, no one wants Ethereum in the long run. Samson Mao is right, because at the end of the day, it's understandable. Ethereum is also backed by the money Vitalik Buterin took from CCP China. Have at that network. Take it home with you if you want to, but don't you bring it to my house. Breaking, SEC's Hester Peirce just proposed a US-UK sandbox for crypto and tokenized assets, real-world assets, stablecoins, DeFi, full focus. This is massive. Now, first of all, I remind everybody, Monica Long shared with everybody not long ago that people don't realize not only does Ripple have custody solutions, right, and able to make payments, as we all know, it's what they've been working on forever, right? But they also are positioned to handle tokenization for the financial world at scale. And that is a large part of the business. If you think payments every day or something, tokenizing the world is one hell of an opportunity, and they are prepared to do it. And I'm showing you this here, and shout out to Hester Peirce for getting all this put together, to remind everyone that Pat Thielen from Ripple is on FedNow's U.S. Faster Payments Council from the Federal Reserve. Yeah, we knew that, but I got to show it to you anyway. Or how about Jess Chang? Remember her? Former Ripple employee who worked at the core of FedNow? Listen, if you think they're not talking about XRP, well then, listen up.
Or you have a connector, a common account holder that has an account with Alpha Bank and with Beta Bank. But what if there were a way for Alpha Bank and Beta Bank to connect without even needing that? They could use, say, XRP. So this is the digital asset that's native to the Ripple consensus ledger. They could use that as a bridging tool. So in contrast to our previous examples, the hypos where it was fiat currency from end to end, each link along the way involved fiat currency. Here, banks like Alpha Bank and Beta Bank can use virtual currency to bridge that missing link just between them. And this tool could be especially useful for banks that are supporting emerging markets. So let's say we have Alpha Corp, now sitting in Brazil, wants to make a payment to Beta Corp, now sitting in Thailand for products that it purchased. So this means that Brazilian real are withdrawn from Alpha Corp's account with Alpha Bank, and Thai baht are deposited into Beta Corp's account with Beta Bank. But same questions before. How do Alpha Bank and Beta Bank bridge that link, that missing link between them? As a practical matter, it might be hard to find a common account holder that happens to have accounts in Brazil and in Thailand. But what if Alpha Bank happened to hold some XRP? And what if Beta Bank were willing to accept to receive some XRP?
So there we have it. This isn't just talking about Ripple, ladies and gentlemen. I played this years and years ago, but dug it up for today because of what Hester Peirce is talking about from the SEC, right? That they're putting together this sandbox with the US and the UK. Well, here's a reminder that the Bank of England did a proof of concept and has been partnered with Ripple for many, many, many years, right? If you know the movie, you know the movie. Nonetheless, that's the kind of connections we're talking about. And at the exact same time that the SEC announces this sandbox for real world asset tokenization, payments, and the whole bit, DeFi, everything, right? Full focus, she said. Patrick Witt is to replace Bo Hines, as Bo Hines is apparently stepping out to go into private sector and cash in and get that paycheck. Go, Bo. Patrick Witt is coming in. What does it really mean? Well, Patrick Witt comes from the not crypto world, but don't freak out. Patrick Witt, including consulting with McKinsey and Company. Remember, there's lots of McKinsey reports that were done on Ripple and XRP's benefits to the financial system years ago, too. But here you could see it undergoes a leadership transition, and attention turns to how the new direction will influence rapidly evolving crypto landscape. The council's role in shaping policy remains critical amid ongoing regulatory debates and technological advancements. So, this change signals a continued commitment to integrating, listen to this, to integrating digital assets into the national economic framework. This is specifically the conversation I had on stage at XRP Las Vegas 25 with Chris Giancarlo. Think of this, emphasizing the growing importance of cryptocurrency in shaping the future of finance, technology policy in the United States. So this is why I have said, look, I see XRP Ledger as a foundational base layer, just like TCP/IP is for the internet we're using right now to engage with one another. I don't know how else to see these things. And I believe it's just as critical that Ripple get that banking license. That way it full circles the transparency and compliance, because then they would too be a bank and everyone is working inside, because they work with banks. Everyone is working inside the banking regulatory framework at that point. Soup to nuts. That's what we need. Fast forward, I'm telling you, this is going to be a thing at some point. President Trump is working on getting the interest rate cut, but you have to remember every private stablecoin issuer is going to feel that cut because it will impose on the margin of their business, the profit side of their business margin, right? So understanding that, first of all, the Fed is going to get shut out of the new digital on-chain economy because they're not allowed to release a stablecoin or a digital dollar, thank goodness. Ripple gets the national bank charter and a Federal Reserve master account. Circle and Ripple, close competitor, get their banking license, but Circle has to split 50% of their profits with Coinbase. So whatever that is, the profit, however great it is today, they only get half of it. Coinbase gets the other half. Cut the interest rate by 1%, cut the interest rate by 3% the way the president wants, and Coinbase could be out, or Circle could be out of business really quickly. Remember, they don't have there is a different business model here than for real USD. It's not exactly the same. And the profit margin is really destroyed by Coinbase. President Trump gets the interest rate cuts he needs to refi the US debt. Every stablecoin issuer takes your hit on the shrinking profit. Circle still has to split the profit and get a new crushed margin. How are they going to make it? I mean, I know they had an amazing IPO. I want to see them make it, but I'm telling you, this could be a real problem in the future. We'll see. Nonetheless, talking about that sandbox with the SEC, the tokenization of real world assets, Phil Kwok had this to say. Very impressive growth of the XRP ledger, fastest increase in real world assets compared to any blockchain. Look at it, 32.27% in a 30-day percentage. Because Ripple and XRP are designed to work within the financial system, the speculation maxis are going to have a hard time after crypto legislation becomes law. Utility is near, and this entire market will never be the same again. This is our time. I really do believe this, ladies and gentlemen. And as we get closer to that receiving that national banking charter, a Federal Reserve master account, we are one step closer to the XRP ledger becoming systemically important as far as I'm concerned. And that would take the power of FSOC, the Financial Stability Oversight Council. And I reminded you over yesterday's video, and I'm going to do it one more time. Look at all of these clearing corporations. Oh, that's right. Ripple bought Hidden Road, a clearing corporation. And all of these clearing corporations happen to be systemically important, including the Depository Trust Company. The same one that Hidden Road just got their approval for helping to settle the $2 quadrillion a year on top of the $3 trillion Hidden Road was already doing by themselves. How ridiculous are we now? Are we allowed to talk about 4 or 5 digit XRP now? Or do we still have to wait? Do we still have to talk about just one small fraction of the XRP community? Or can we talk about the whole damn pie? Careful who you're listening to out here. What you take in your mind can shape it for good or bad. XRP bounced exactly at 333. That's why I told you, remember when we called it there at the top of that range. We will see a tremendous move when this level is broken, which means we need to get that 333 broken and get above it. And should we get above it like we need to, we know that we could see 333 again, 439 and 585 in the very short term, with support levels at 305 and $3. That's where we are. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. We're going into the freedom zone, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're going to take a look in the Freedom Zone, and we're going to go over some powerful information that could transform your life. I'm going to share 7 powerful questions we should all be asking ourselves, and then I'm going to give you 3 things that really define your quality of life. There's no question about it. We're going to do that right inside the Freedom Zone. I hope you will join us. Click the join button under any video. You could join in the Patreon. You could join on YouTube. You could even join on X. And you get all the daily videos with 0 Google ads, and you get extra content like we're getting ready to jump into right now, which is super meaningful, and it's content that I absolutely love. So come on in. Not financial advice from me or anyone else.